So let's get into the part where, after he told me that I'm going to need the surgery and all that stuff, the question always is, how long is this going to take? Okay, how long is all this going to take? Now, what he explained to me was that right now, like after the appointment, they're going to put me in a boot. Okay, I'm about to go get the boot. All right. I got the boot for y'all. So, yeah, this is what they put me in right after that doctor appointment, because I needed something, because the other thing that I had on my leg was getting, like, super duper dirty. But he said that after the surgery, they're going to put me in a hard cast, okay? So they put me in a hard cast for 2.5 weeks. After those 2.5 weeks, he said that they're going to take that off and then put me back into this plastic boot, which is true. And he said after that, you go into physical therapy, and everything all calculated together should be about 10 weeks. And I said, so when do you think I should, when do you think I can start skating? He said 10 weeks. And when I tell you I took those 10 weeks, literally, I took them literally. And you'll hear about that later, okay? So, the doctor said that I can start skating in 10 weeks. Keep that sentence in mind. Keep that sentence in mind as you hear the rest of the story, okay? So, I said, I'm going to give the doctor 10 weeks. I'm going to give the doctor 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Alright? So, I abide by that. And then my next question was, what's next? He said that before the surgery, it's best that I get the swelling down. So I didn't have my actual surgery until December 16th, which is 10 days after my ankle broke. Because he wanted to get the swelling down. My foot was still like ginormous at that time, and he wanted to get the swelling down. That way they can have they could see the bones or whatever better. I don't know. But that was the main goal of the next 10. Well, that was the 9th, so the next few days. That was the main goal, getting the swelling down. But let me tell you what your girl did the day after, okay? The day after, I was up on a plane gone. Doing a flight nanny service for someone. I went to go pick up a dog in Chicago. This was my first experience flying on a plane with a broken leg, and it went pretty smoothly. At this point, my knee scooter had came in, so I was able to navigate myself through the airport with my knee scooter. But let me tell you this. Just to loop back, I did ask the doctor, like, do I need to be bedridden at all? And he was like, no, you don't need to be bedridden. In fact, I'm going to read you exactly what it said. Because I wanted to know, I'm like, do I need to be not doing anything? Or can I live my life as normal? And he said, you do not need to be bedridden. You can absolutely get around on your knee scooter and do your normal life as long as you don't put weight on the foot or do anything that can increase your risk of falling. Now, this was before surgery. Like I said, I was doing a flight nanny service, delivering a dog via plane. That's what I had set up for the next day. So I did not want to cancel on that person. So I went to the airport with my broken leg and my knee scooter. Now let me tell you about my knee scooter. My knee scooter was great. It was excellent. Until it fell out of my car. Okay? When my knee scooter fell out of my car, the handle broke. Okay? So the handle broke on the knee scooter before my flight and everything. So I'm over here driving the knee scooter like this, and the handle just hanging off of it. And I'm driving it like this. I ain't got no replacement, nothing. Okay? So I'm going to the airport on my knee scooter driving like this. Driving. And I got on the plane, and hey, I was one of the first people to get on the plane, baby. I was like, ooh. They said they wanted me to get on first. I said, God damn it, I'm before the A's. I'm before the A's. I'm before the A's. I don't know what. Anyways, I thought that was crazy getting on before the A's, but I guess it made sense. I had my knee scooter, and you know, I had my leg was broke, and I'm over here going slow as ever. I had my backpack on. It was a mess. It was a mess, but I had an absolutely fun time doing it for sure. And when I got to Chicago to pick up that puppy, I picked her up and I put her in my car, and I decided I needed to go to Petco. When I went to Petco, I was still driving that broke knee scooter, right? I'm rolling up to the Petco. I hit a crack. And I kid you not, I fell on the ground. I fell on the ground like this. All right? Now, I caught myself with my hands, but the point is I still fell on the ground. Knee scooter went plow on the ground. I went plow on the ground. And it was just like, whoo, boy. I say, Tanisha, you low down right now. You low down right now, because I hit that crack and I just went, psh. Now, I did not step on that leg. I kept that leg up in the air, but that was crazy. I fell outside that Petco. I forgot to say, like, at this time, the doctor also gave me, like, the paperwork to take to the DMV to get the disability placard, and I just never went and got it. I never went and got it. So I parked where I normally would park, in the back, in the middle, whatever's available, whatever's closest. I did that. And, I totally missed that opportunity of having that placard and, taking advantage of parking close, everywhere. So that did not happen. But, okay, I forgot to tell y'all another critical part of my story. Y'all can just skip to whatever, but I want to tell it anyway. When I got off of the plane, right, I needed to go get a rental car to go pick up the dog in Chicago, which was like, I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes away from the airport where I was. And I had lost my driver's license, right? And I had a replacement on the way. And my temporary license was on my phone, digitally. Now, the rental car place does not accept this as a form of an identification. So they need to see either your old ID with the paperwork, or you need to print out the paperwork and show a different form of ID. So I have to go on a whole night adventure with my broken leg on the knee scooter, trying to find a hotel that will allow me to print out my temporary driver's license paperwork so I can show it to the rental car people. When I tell you, that was probably the kicker of the whole trip, because I had to visit 3 different hotels to find a printer that works, okay? So the first hotel that I went to, they printer didn't work. Fail. The second hotel that I went to, I looked them up on Google and I saw a printer in the photo, and when I got there was no printer there. Okay? So that was a fail. Now, by the time I say, and it's raining. It is raining just a little bit. So I'm out here hotel hopping on my knee scooter. And by the time I go to that last hotel, I went ahead and called them. I called and I said, hey, do y'all have a working printer? She said, yes. I said, okay, I'm coming over there. So I scooted on over there, and I went to that printer and printed out my temporary driver's license information, okay? Now, the thing is, at this point, the rental car office has closed, okay? The rental car office has now closed. By the time I found me a printer that works so I can print out my information. So I had I had like 5 hours to wait for Hertz to open back up again at the airport, and I spent the night. I spent the night in the night. That's all I'm gonna say. I spent the night in the night. All right. Now, I did ask the lady like how much was the hotel for the night, and I could have stayed there, but I was just like, it's 5 hours. I have 5 hours that I need to wait before I'm gonna go back to Hertz rental car and then get the car and then leave for my flight. So I was just like, I didn't see any point of paying that one night hotel fee or whatever for 5 hours. So I said, I'm just going to wait 5 hours. And I said, I will be out in front of the hotel just chilling for 5 hours watching my show in the goddamn rain. I don't even care. Because the shuttle to go back to the airport has now stopped. I think it was after midnight. It was after midnight at this point. Hertz rental car isn't open. I could take an Uber, but I felt pretty good at the hotel. Like, I don't know. So I was just chilling in the hotel, and eventually she let me stay in like a little corner or whatever, and I just kicked back right there for 5 hours. Hello, this is me, Tanisha. I am here in Liverpool, United Kingdom. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the story for you. Yeah, so when the next morning came and I got back to Hertz rental car, nobody checked for my ID, nobody checked for anything. The guy at the gate just let me out with the rental car. He just let me out with the rental car, which means everything that I had did that night was all for nothing, for the most part. The craziest thing about that night was, of course, I had no documentation of having the rental car, but I was already like gone and drove away before I realized that, which means if I would have got stopped for any reason, technically that car was, it wasn't intentionally like taken out of the airport without any type of proof and agreement, but I was only out there to pick up the dog. I picked up the dog and I came right back to the airport. Again, there was no record or identifying things that could connect me to that car. So that was a crazy 2 or 3 hours that I had that rental car before I got back to the airport. And yeah. Enjoy this video from that time period. This is me getting wheelchaired through the Austin airport. I've never had to do that before. In fact, I was okay with just using my knee scooter, but the airline just insisted that they take me off the plane using the wheelchair, and I was like, okay, fine. Since I've never done this before, I'm gonna go ahead and experience this. The guy that wheelchaired me through the airport all the way to the blue parking garage was really nice. I ended up sending him a decent tip just because, I don't know. One, he wheeled me all the way to the parking garage and carried that broken knee scooter as well. And then number two, it was just a good experience. And I never had to get help out to the parking garage before, and even though I didn't necessarily need it, or I didn't think that I needed, it was still nice that he was able to do that. He said they usually don't wheelchair guests outside of the airport. It usually just stops right there at the entrance, but because he took it upon himself to go the extra mile, I definitely rewarded that. So it was really cool. Hopefully I don't have to experience that again, but if I do, it went really well.